I was sitting in this coffee shop this morning, just watching the world go by, and I noticed something really specific. There was this woman at the corner table. She had a sketchbook open, and for 20 minutes, she didn't draw a single line. She just stared at the blank page, picked up her pencil, put it down, picked it up, put it down. And then, 2 tables away, there was this guy, looked like a student. He was typing furiously on his laptop. He looked messy, stressed, probably making 100 typos a minute, but he was moving. He was filling the page.
The classic standoff, the perfectionist versus the producer.
Exactly. And it made me think, in our daily routine, we are obsessed with the finish line. We want the clean house, the perfect presentation, the promotion. But watching that woman with the sketchbook, it felt like she was trapped, not by a lack of talent, but by the pressure of the first step. Why do we do that? Why is the start so much harder than the finish?
It's a beautiful observation, Nora. And welcome back, everyone. Today, we are digging into that exact feeling, that invisible wall that stops us from starting. Most people think it's laziness, or they think they just need more motivation. But actually, psychology tells us it's something completely different.
So if it's not laziness, what is it? Because in my professional life, if I delay a project, it definitely feels like I'm just procrastinating.
It feels like that, yes, but let's look closer. That woman with the sketchbook, she isn't lazy. She is stuck in what I call spectator mode. She is analyzing the outcome before she has even started the game. And today, I want to give you the vocabulary and the psychology to get out of the stands and onto the field.
There is a fascinating concept from Dr. Russ Harris, a medical practitioner and psychotherapist. He wrote a book called The Confidence Gap, and his research found something that blows most people's minds. Nora, if you want to learn to play tennis, what do you need first?
Well, I guess I need confidence. I need to feel like I won't embarrass myself.
That is exactly what the trap is. We think, first I get confidence, then I take action. But Dr. Harris explains that it works the other way around. The actions of confidence come first. The feelings of confidence come later.
Wait, so I have to act confident before I actually feel it? Isn't that just faking it?
Not exactly. Think of it like a car engine in winter. You don't wait for the engine to get warm before you turn the key. You turn the key, the spark happens, the engine rumbles, and then the heat comes. Action is the spark. Confidence is the heat. If you wait for the heat before you turn the key, you will freeze in the driveway.
That makes so much sense. That woman with the sketchbook, she was waiting to feel like an artist before she drew a line. But the student, he was just driving the car.
Precisely. And in your career, this is critical. We spend so much time critiquing ourselves. We look at other people's success and we think, oh, they are so talented, it's easy for them. We become spectators in our own lives. We sit in the stands, eating popcorn, judging the players on the field. Oh, he missed that shot. Her presentation was a bit boring. But the person on the field, they are sweaty, they are tired, they might be failing, but they are the only ones playing the game.
Oof, spectator mode. I think I've been guilty of that, just scrolling through social media, looking at people in my industry and thinking, I could do that better, but I'm not doing it at all.
We all do it. It's safer in the stands. You can't lose if you don't play, but you also can't win.
So, how do we break this? How do we talk about this shift from watching to doing? I want to introduce 3 words that are essential for your professional toolkit.
Okay, I'm ready. What's the first one?
The first word is iterate.
Iterate. I hear that a lot in tech companies.
Yes, but it applies to everything. To iterate means to perform a process repeatedly, making small improvements each time. Level 1, physical. Imagine a sculptor with a block of clay. They don't smash it once and hope it's a statue. They mold it, look at it, smooth it out, mold it again. They act, then adjust. That is iterating. Level 2, daily life. Think about your morning coffee. Maybe today it was too bitter. Tomorrow you grind the beans less. The next day you add less water. You are iterating your recipe.
I like that. So in my career, instead of saying I failed this task, I could say I'm iterating on this project.
Exactly. It changes the feeling completely. Failure sounds final. Iterating sounds active. It sounds like you are still in the process.
Okay, what's the second word?
The second word is momentum. Momentum is the force that keeps an object moving after it is started. Level 1, physical. Imagine pushing a broken car. The first step is incredibly heavy. You are sweating, pushing with all your might. But once the wheels turn, it gets easier to keep it rolling. That is momentum. Level 2, professional life. When you have a massive report to write, opening the laptop is the heavy push. Writing the first sentence is heavy. But once you write a paragraph, the momentum takes over.
So the goal isn't to finish the race immediately. The goal is just to build momentum.
Spot on. And that leads to the third word, which is my favorite, agency. Agency is the sense of control you have over your own actions and consequences. When you are in spectator mode, you have zero agency. You are just watching. When you step onto the field, even if you trip and fall, you have regained your agency. You are the one driving.
Okay, Alex, I love the vocabulary, but let's get practical. Say I'm in a meeting or I'm about to start a new initiative and I feel that spectator fear creeping in. I'm waiting for the confidence to arrive. What do I actually do? Is there a phrase or a method?
Yes, I call this the drafting mindset. In school, we are taught that we hand in the final paper and it gets graded, A, B, or F. But in the real world, almost nothing is final immediately. When you are paralyzed, I want you to use this phrase, I am just working on the first draft.
I am just working on the first draft. But Alex, honestly, if I say that to my boss, or if I say that to a client, won't they think I'm unprepared? Won't they think, why is she giving me a draft? I want the solution.
That is a great fear to bring up. But here is the nuance. You don't necessarily say it to them as an excuse. You say it to yourself to unlock the action. However, you can say it to a team in a very professional way. You say, let's get a rough draft on the table so we can start iterating.
Oh, I like that. Let's get a rough draft on the table.
Yes. See the difference? It shows leadership. It shows you want to build momentum. You are admitting it won't be perfect, but you are promising progress. When you tell yourself, this is just a draft, you lower the stakes. You aren't trying to paint the Mona Lisa. You're just sketching. And because the pressure is lower, the engine starts. The spark happens.
It really takes the weight off. It reminds me of what you said about the tennis player. They aren't worrying about the championship. They're just focusing on hitting the ball back over the net one time.
Exactly. And the beauty is, once you have a draft, even a bad one, you have something to fix. You can't fix a blank page. You can't steer a parked car.
So, looking back at that woman in the coffee shop,
The one with the sketchbook?
yes, if she knew that she didn't need to be perfect, she just needed to make a rough draft, she might have drawn a crooked line, and then another. And suddenly, she's an artist. This applies to your English too. Many of you listening are afraid to speak because you don't want to make a grammar mistake. You are stuck in the stands, watching others speak. I want you to treat your next conversation as a rough draft. Just get the words out. Iterate. Build momentum.
That is such a freeing way to look at it. We are all just drafting our way through our careers, aren't we?
We are. And if you want to keep these concepts fresh, I've put together a vocabulary cheat sheet with the words iterate, momentum, and agency, plus the drafting phrases we practiced. It's right there in the description.
I'll definitely be downloading that. I think I need to go start my own rough draft now.
Go for it, Nora. And to everyone listening, stop waiting for the heat. Turn the key. We'll see you in the next episode.